G'day, how's everyone going? What I wanted to do is just, if you didn't catch last week's sermon, or you did, I wanted to just run down last week's sermon in basically 3 minutes. Last week's sermon was all about this: 3 amazing discoveries that you need to make as a Christian. The first amazing discovery is this, is that sin is a lot worse than what we think. You see, we often think that we just choose to sin. We sin because we just choose to sin. Because we just think that we sin because we choose to sin, because, you know, it's an act of our will, we just choose the wrong thing. But what Paul actually says is, he says the reason that we sin is because we're under the power of sin. That sin reigns and rules over us, and we're under its power, and therefore we sin because not just that we choose to sin, but we're under the power of sin, and therefore, since we're under the power of sin, we choose to sin, and that's why we sin. You see, and Paul goes on to say that the reason why we're under the power of sin is because of Adam's sin. When Adam sinned, the whole of the human race came under the power of sin. Now, how did this happen? Well, Paul says that because we all came from Adam, we were all in Adam. All of us were in Adam, and therefore we came from Adam. And therefore, when Adam sinned against God in the garden, we sinned, and therefore we are all under now the power of sin. Now, Paul goes on to say that the second big discovery that we need to make as a Christian is that grace is a lot better than we think. You see, not only is sin a lot worse than we think, but grace is a lot better than we think. And what Paul does is he takes Adam and he takes Christ and he compares their work. He says, compare the work of Jesus and compare the work of Adam and have a look at them. And what he finds is that the work of Jesus is not just better than the work of Adam, but the work of Jesus goes beyond the work of Adam. It goes way beyond Adam's work. And so that you're not just forgiven of sin, but you're also transformed by grace. You're not just, forgiven of part of your sin, you're forgiven of all of your sin. And now, through Jesus, you're able to reign in life. That's Paul's lesson. And so grace is a lot better than what we think. But his third point is that we are no longer in Adam, but in Christ. You see, because we were once in Adam, we were once from Adam, and therefore we were under the power of sin. What Paul says is that we are now in Jesus, and therefore sin has been broken in our life. It no longer has power over us, so that we can reign in life through Jesus Christ. So we can consider ourselves dead to the power of sin. The power of sin is now broken because we're in Jesus. And so we can now present ourselves to God. Isn't this a great message? This was the message of last week.